All right, welcome to Smokey Approved Korea. I'm your boy journalist, and on this one, we are here to check out BTS versus Attendance Award shows. Shout out to Boris City Magazine for putting this one together. You guys asked me to check this one out with a bunch of other videos from Boris City, so I will be working my way through these video essays. But I just wanted to say shout out to those folks because, again, they're doing the hard work. I just get to sit here and talk into a microphone and sit on camera. So thank you guys very much for putting together something I could check out. That being said, if you could please hit that like and subscribe. Patreon's in the description if you would like to just support the channel further, would like early access or exclusive access to anything I'm doing over here on YouTube or over there. And then also I'm not gonna say a bunch, but I got 2 Korean dramas I'm watching right now. Two Worlds or W, and then Woo something. She's the extraordinary lawyer. Woo the Extraordinary Lawyer is what the TV's called. I think it's like Woo Young Yu. Woo Young Woo, I believe is her name. But yeah, if you want to check that out, please tap in. That being said, let's get into this one and see what we got on this one. Let's see what we have. Is it good?
My intention is not to discredit any artist's music or achievements. What I want is for every fandom to realize that this practice,
when it comes to American style award shows and all of that, I'm for sure discrediting your achievement or any of that, depending on who the awarding body of the award show is, and most of them are corrupt and terrible anyways. So it's really good actors, actresses, singers, rappers, all that get awarded awards that should not have them. Like Angela Bassett just getting a Golden Globe and she don't have an Oscar. Criminal.
is not good for anyone. It may seem like it's nothing because your favorite artist is winning, but it's actually hurting them and every other artist in the music industry. But let me start with the beginning. A couple of weeks ago, the 2022 Video Music Awards were premiered on MTV. BTS were nominated for 6 categories.
Best choreography. I'm gonna say BTS should have won that one. Best K-pop, BTS should have won that one. Group of the Year, BTS should have won that one. Song of the Summer, I don't particularly know. I don't care about that particular category. That's just a fake one they just came up with to have something. Best Metaverse Performance, that's another fake category. But shout out to BTS for even being there to get in it. That's mad. Best Visual Effects, hands down. I just watched Arson. Freaking ridiculous. The CGI on there is like a movie.
4 of these were fan-voted categories, meaning that the artist with the most votes wins. BTS's large dedicated fandom, ARMY, are without a doubt the biggest voting force in the world. ARMY has not lost a single voting in any big award show in the US or in South Korea. That is, when the voting rules are strictly followed. So that means that BTS were taking home at least 4 awards that night, right? Not really, as ARMYs were already expecting, the winners of every category.
I could tell you now as a kid who used to love the VMAs that I know that is a producer chosen award, meaning the people that put together the TV show that you watch as the VMAs, they're deciding what will be the bigger driver and who gets what. Your votes, I don't care, do not matter. I've seen this time and time again. They pick the people they want on this particular one.
Were being announced throughout the night, and BTS were losing all of them. Several news outlets also reported that another act won Group of the Year, the biggest category BTS were nominated to. But this was before the winner group.
Yo. Shout out to Shorty that puts these videos together. Why did she redact their name? She do everything she can not to say these folks' name. That's Blackpink, correct? I only know it's Blackpink because she's redacted their name and she refuses to say that name.
Group of the Year, the biggest category BTS were nominated to. But this was before the winners were officially announced by MTV. So in the end, BTS won a total of 1 award that night. But how did ARMYs and the media already know that BTS were going to lose? The answer is extremely simple. They were not there.
I don't even know who
and
that
this
is.
Not a conspiracy theory or a crazy guess.
Hey yo, Welcome to the biggest music party
Oh,
of
it's
the
my man
year.
LL
The
Cool
MTV
J.
VMAs are probably the most famous attendance awards, which is when an award show ultimately decides who is going to be the winner of categories they promoted as
Shout out to
fan-voted
Snoop.
categories. Armies know this, the media knows this, the artists know this, and MTV admits this.
We make the
Now,
rules.
you may be thinking, isn't this illegal? Well, it's technically not, because even though MTV promotes in every platform imaginable, telling people to vote for your favorite artist, here's the link, you need to vote for this category on our website, you need to vote for this on our Instagram. If you go all the way down their official voting rules, which you need to look for yourself because there's not a disclaimer or anything like that before you vote, you can find this. A sponsor reserves the right at its sole discretion to cancel, terminate, amend, modify, extend, or suspend the voting process, and reserves the right in its sole discretion to determine the
Change sponsor to advertiser. And that is again where we, as the army, can affect more things that you want to have for BTS. Because just like I tell you on the radio, they associate the music next to their product for advertising. That's why these songs get played before and after particular ad spots. This is the same situation. Say it's, well, obviously it's not going to be, it's not Hyundai, but let's say it's Kia. Kia don't like BTS. BTS don't win an award because Kia is the biggest sponsor. And whoever is the biggest sponsor on a particular night, but I call shots. Come on now.
winners. Read that again. MTV's sponsor reserves the right to determine the winners. So it doesn't matter if an artist loses the votings. If MTV wants them to win, they have the right to do so and not tell you about it. And the media
Big
knows
facts.
this. This magazine wrote, "At a sponsor's sole discretion seems to be the key here. MTV has all these rules, but then sticks lines like this in there to ensure that no matter what, it's MTV and not the voters calling the shots." This entertainment critic said for a magazine, "I think it gives credence to the long-standing suspicion that MTV will alter who the awards go to, regardless of fan votes, if an artist is going to be present
Facts.
and or announce something."
Which are
Exactly. And that is actually one of the biggest determining factors for these shows is, are you going to show up? And then do we respect you for showing up? Because let's say they had BTS show up for this. They don't respect them. So they're going to use them for the visibility, just like when artists from the UK work with artists from America and they come from the UK all the way to America, and those artists from the UK are like, oh, I'm finally getting the opportunity, people are seeing me. And then I look at how they're treated and I'm like, you know, you got treated like somebody's like side piece, like somebody's sneaky link, like they're using you as a prop to like prop themselves up to look more internationally renowned than they are. Case in point, Avelino and Hit Boy. In that music video, Avelino's leaning over like this to talking to one mic that has a British flag on it. Like, why are you treating him like this? Is this not a collaborative effort? Like, have you never seen a press conference with two people? Like, why is the podium so small? And then why are you, as the American artist, the only one that gets to stand in the center, and you have him talking from the side like he's the sign language expert? Like, it's just props. Like, we in America, especially in these scenarios, love using foreign artists like props and tools to increase our visibility and to look bigger than we are. And I not the prop aspect of it, I do hate that part, but I just hate the whole pageantry and the posturing of it. Either your music's good or it's not. Like, it doesn't matter. But because there's such a plastic nature to the things that happen with this business, it's just
artists will take home VMAs.
shout out to the big
for
man
video of
LL
the
Cool
year.
J.
The fact that MTV can ultimately choose any winner they want doesn't mean that every winner lost the votes. It just means that if the actual winner is not present, MTV will ask one of the losers who is attending if they want to receive the award. If they accept, they will get it, and the actual winner will lose. Or at least this is what it's said by the media and the artists themselves. Ed Sheeran said this for a magazine in 2015. "I got the BMA because Pharrell didn't turn up. I did. They said, he's not here. Do you want it?"
I seriously forgot what I gotta say.
The
Shout out to that
VMAs is
man.
one of the most famous award shows in America. So many iconic moments from the music industry happen here. However, it's not considered one of the big three, which are the American Music Awards, the Billboard Music Awards, and the Grammys. And the VMAs are not considered
Facts.
one of the big three because
I just let you know those other two, they mean nothing, honestly, in America. Like, somebody walked up to me, he's like, oh, I got an AMA. Like, who cares, cuz? I would care more about if you had a Nickelodeon Kid Choice Award and they put the green goop on your head than an AMA or a Billboard Award. Like, does Billboard chart success matter? Sure. I don't give a fuck about your Billboard Award. I don't care about your AMA Award. Do you have a Grammy? Do you have a Kids Choice Award? You do? Oh, you might have some respect from me. Those other two, like, even though we don't even call them the big three. I've never heard anybody in my musical career ever refer to them as the big three, but those are the three biggest ones, though.
it lacks professionalism. They don't only choose whoever they want as the winners and make it seem like they won the votings, but also the VMAs don't have any clear criteria on why they nominate the artists they nominate. This is something that the big three does carefully.
Visibility.
The American Music Awards nominates artists who release music during their eligibility period, have good sales, radio airplay, activity on social networks, and video views. These are all public numbers, so it is possible to predict the artists nominated because they follow these criteria. The Billboard Music Awards nominates artists who release music during their eligibility period and have the highest sales, streams, and radio airplay. This is mainly based on their own Billboard charts, so it's even easier to predict the nominated artists because they are right there. If you were present on the Billboard Hot 100, you are going to be nominated. The Grammys are different because they nominate whoever they want based on whatever they want, basically. And
Grammys have a submission period. So you have a window of time. I cannot remember exactly what it is, but you have a window of time to submit your album for consideration. That is how it works for the Grammys. You submit for consideration. This is why I say again, the one thing that if BTS would like to do it, we've had conversations in the comments. I know they're not going to, but if they would like to do it, they submit for consideration, and then your job to actually get nominated and to take one home, you got to schmooze. You got to hang out. You got to rub elbows. You got to be seen. That's how you do it, because you are going to be spending the next 4 to 6 months hanging out. You're going to be going to Colony, Geisha House. Is it Geisha House? Supper Club. You're going to be going to Dre's day club on top of the W Hotel. You're going to be going to the hottest spots in Los Angeles so you can just hang out. So at the end of a wild night, when somebody goes home, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that boy Namjoon, I really like him. What's his music sound like? And then they go listen to it. And then that person will potentially either nominate you or choose after nominating you to actually put their vote forward for your selection of getting a Grammy. This is the most streamlined way and process to be able to get you a Grammy. You gotta hang out, because just making the most impactful, great music, you end up with a Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City versus Macklemore Thrift Shop. Like, what are we doing here? How dare you give that man a Grammy over this album? Like, what are we doing? Like, but again, it's a crappy process. I don't agree with it. It should be based off of all music, but this is the easiest way to get a Grammy. This is how Chance the Rapper got his Grammy, came to LA, and he hung out. That's how you're going to have to do it. This is how Kanye gets a lot of his Grammys. He invites all these people to studio sessions instead of having to go to Grammy parties. And now these people are like, well, I've heard Ye's album for the past 6 months. Yeah, he for sure had the best album this year. Or Pusha T. This is how I believe he got his Grammy, or he's up for a Grammy this year, is because he's been hanging out. He might be taking it home. What is it? It's Almost Dry. Fire album.
And the ones who do this are known as the Academy, and they are supposed to be experts from the music industry. This weak criteria creates so many controversies and corruption problems. However, unlike the VMAs, they don't ask the public to vote and then choose whoever they want as the winners. And of course, I'm not saying that the way these 3 award shows nominate artists is perfect. They also do weird tricks and twists to not nominate certain artists. For example, both the Billboard Music Awards and the American Music Awards deleted the top social artist category once BTS started winning every single year, even though Justin Bieber also used to win this category for years in a row and no one did anything.
Thank you everyone for loving our song Butter. Thank you.
The good thing is that at least the Billboard Music Awards and the American Music Awards lets BTS be nominated and win the categories they clearly deserve to be nominated to. And not because I say so, but because the numbers don't lie. This is why BTS's first nominations in America were for the American Music Awards and the Billboard Music Awards, because they had the numbers, so they deserved to be nominated. Only after it was obvious that BTS brings huge audiences to these awards, the VMAs started nominating them, because the VMAs don't rely on numbers. They don't have any criteria. Another example, Butter deserved to be nominated and win Top Selling Song at the 2022 Billboard Music Awards, because it was the song that sold the most copies during the eligibility period. However, My Universe deserved to be nominated for Top Rock Song, but they didn't win because there was another rock song with a higher average of sales, streams, and radio play. So it's fine that BTS lost. Compare these strict criteria to the VMAs. MTV simply decides what is popular based on intuition, I guess, and then build the nominations around the artists who are going to attend the ceremony.
It's just what's popping more and what they want to sell as the aesthetic
For example,
of who they
at
want to
last
win their
year's
award.
VMAs, Permission to Dance was not nominated to anything because the nominations announcement was on July, so they included it in this year's nomination list. This means announcement
That boy V color is red. I'm trying to tell you. Anytime I see him with red, I'm like, hey, that boy dripping. He dripped out.
was on July, so they included it in this year's nomination list. This means that their eligibility period for this year's VMAs was from June 2021 to June 2022. That's why Permission to Dance, released in July, was nominated this year and not last year. However, this K-pop group was confirmed to attend the awards, so MTV built
Yo, if I could just talk to her, I'm gonna say Boris City is her name. I don't actually know her name, but like if we could just talk to her, just find out like, yo, why does she hate Blackpink so much? Because she literally put them on the screen and was like, in this group, they were gonna be there. Like, what are we doing? Just say their name. It's okay.
However, this K-pop group was confirmed to attend the awards, so MTV built the nominations around them, even though they have not released any music in the past 2 years.
Let's close out 2021 with a bang. Let's go!
So, BTS's performance for Minecraft was nominated for Best Metaverse Performance. This K-pop group's virtual performance was also nominated for this category, even though it was not released during the eligibility period from June 2021 to June 2022. The performance was from July 22nd to July 31st, and the nominations were announced on July 26th. So how could they be nominated before their concert even finished? How did the VMAs see the future and know that they were going to have strong enough numbers to be nominated? And even if they were psychics, this group should be nominated next year, not this year, just like they did with Permission to Dance. And ARMYs are not the only ones saying this. Ariana Grande was also nominated for Best Metaverse Performance and had 250,000 more votes than this K-pop group. So if not BTS, Ariana Grande should have won, but she was not there, so she lost.
Jesus. She hate Blackpink.
How was this K-pop group nominated for Group of the Year when they didn't release a single song as a group in the past 2 years? Also, the semifinals for Group of the Year were public votes on Instagram, and it seems like there were way more people voting for BTS than
Yo, it's getting up like over the top at this point. What is she doing?
for this other group. So it seems like they were nominated and won because they were there and BTS were not.
Take up every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now?
How did Jack Harlow win Song of the Summer, a fan-voted category against Jungkook from BTS and Charlie Puth, when he clearly has less fans willing to vote for him? And even if you don't like BTS, how can Jack Harlow have more fans than Doja Cat, Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, or Harry Styles? I'm sorry, but that's just impossible. There is simply no way Jack Harlow won the voting. It should have been Jungkook, and if not him, any other artist from this list would have made more sense than Jack Harlow. But he attended and was destined to win. He was even one of the MCs, so I guess the VMAs thought that it would have been embarrassing for him to be the MC and not actually win anything.
Exactly. That is exactly why.
MTV did all of this, and you really want me to believe that this K-pop singer won Best K-pop against BTS when it was supposed to be a fan-voted award and ARMYs constantly beat their fandom at every other award show. So again, it looks like she lost the votes but won the award because she was there. The same way Jack Harlow and this other group won their categories. We also need to talk about the weird categories the VMAs creates just to exclude BTS from the important categories they should be nominated to. What is Best Metaverse Performance? What's the criteria?
Facts.
What's their importance in music? What is Best K-pop supposed to be about? K-pop, it's not a genre, it's an industry. BTS deserves to be nominated to the genres they deserve to be in. The Billboard Music Awards, the American Music Awards, and even the Grammys are not afraid to nominate BTS to Best Pop, Best Rock, or even Best Artist. So why does the VMAs refuse to do the same? The Best K-pop category was created for BTS, so they can have an excuse to exclude them from the big categories and don't look like they blatantly ignored BTS. I saw someone say that the K-pop category was important because it's the only way Korean artists can be part of American award shows, since their numbers are not strong enough in the country to compete for the big categories. And that is true. Since the Big Three doesn't have any K-pop categories, BTS are the only Korean artists with strong enough numbers to be nominated to these big categories and compete against American artists. However, MTV did not create the K-pop category to give visibility to Korean artists. They did this to exclude BTS from the big categories. Just look at Butter. Butter was nominated in the big categories at the BBMAs and the AMAs, but MTV decided to include it in Best K-pop, even though it's a song completely sung in English and it has nothing to do with K-pop. So logically, you would think that the K-pop category is for Korean artists. It doesn't matter if they're not singing in Korean. If it's like this, then the VMAs also contradict themselves since they made two white women win the Best Latin category just because they sang in Spanish. Billie Eilish, an American white woman, and Rosalía, a woman from Spain, not Latin America, won Best Latin and went under fire because of this. So which one is it?
Again, this is just good old-fashioned American racism. White girl sings in Spanish. We've got a real Spaniard. No Latin folks available. We're not giving it to you. What in the hell? This is just good old-fashioned American racism at its finest.
Language or nationality? Now, let's address the biggest controversy of the night. Several media outlets announced that this K-pop group won Group of the Year. However, MTV then announced that it was actually BTS who won. So how did all these media outlets got the wrong information? A popular theory is that it actually was a last-minute change by MTV. This is because even though MTV made a huge deal that this group was going to perform, present, and win many awards, the ratings were still low. And this is not me blaming this group. This group has a pretty big fan base, but award show ratings are going down every year by the millions. The only times award shows were able to prevent a huge ratings drop was when BTS attended the ceremonies. For example, the American Music Awards improved their all-time low numbers when BTS attended the 2021 ceremony and performed 2 songs. The same thing happened when BTS attended the 2022 Grammys. Also, every time BTS attends any ceremony, the award show trends on social media, and when BTS doesn't attend the ceremony, the award show hashtags are there, but there is far less engagement and don't even hit the #1 position on trends. So maybe the VMAs thought that this success was interchangeable, and they thought this group was going to give the same effect that BTS gave to the Big Three. The biggest problem was that everyone could see that this group and other artists like Jack Harlow clearly lost the votes. So if you went on social media and tried to find anything related to the VMAs, the most popular tweets were about BTS being snubbed. So allegedly, the VMAs decided to change the winners last minute, so BTS could win at least one award and ARMYs could shut up. This will also explain why BTS didn't send a thank you video, which they've done every single year no matter the importance of the award show. They've even sent thank you videos for the Kids' Choice Awards. So
It's a real fucking award show. That's a real one. Outside of a Grammy and a Kids' Choice Award, I really don't care. If I could get those two, I don't care about no punk ass Moon Man.
If they didn't send one this time, it was because this other group was planned to win, and they changed it last minute, allegedly. But they've changed it too late. Every media platform had already released articles about this group winning Group of the Year and explaining with detail all the records they broke. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to be that person and say
Please
that
do.
this was not an accident. This was media play. Because I know that it is said that the media creates multiple articles in the case anyone wins, but then they post the correct one once the winner is announced. So you may think that one media outlet posted the incorrect
Facts.
article accidentally, and then the rest followed. But it looks like the media didn't prepare articles for both in advance. They only prepared articles in which this
This is not a custom that happens every time, but it is one that happens quite frequently where there are multiple articles written up and then they post the right one. It's just not always done, especially when say I'm the reporter. MTV calls me directly and is like, it's a Blackpink night. Well, then I'm not writing 2 extra articles. But if I don't talk to MTV before they're about to give out the award, then as a writer or journalist for whatever particular periodical I write for, well then cool, I'll prepare multiple articles. So when I do find out directly, I've already done the work. It just streamlines the process. But when you have direct contact, that's when you get in the situation that she's discussing. I had direct contact. They told me it was Dim Man. Dim Man are here. They actually showed up. I don't have time to hit every person that writes articles anymore. So I've got to fix this now, and then you guys will have to just catch up later. Again, because I'm MTV, I can do that to you. Because you, as a person who writes articles, you need what I create as content on this stage or for my award show for you to be able to write your articles. So this is, again, where I'm like, it's just MTV flexing a muscle. We're legacy media, baby. This is a Viacom corporation. We'll do as we want.
K-pop group won. Allegedly, MTV and the K-pop group's label made an agreement, so one of them told the media to prepare articles in advance with all the records the group would have broken if they won this category. That's why the articles about this group winning were so detailed and thought out. Rolling Stones also customized a picture with their logo, the VMAs logo, and the name of the group. Their tweet also had "Make History" in capital letters and a star emoji. However, once MTV made their last-minute decision, the media had to delete the hundreds of articles they put out and change it to BTS instead. But Rolling Stones didn't have a post about BTS winning plan, so even though BTS did break records after winning this category, that was not mentioned in many of the articles like it was on the other group's articles. BTS had no customized pictures, no Making History headlines, and no star emojis. All they had was a reused old photo and a link to see the winners list, not their own article.
They also don't have their own article because, again, these publications don't care. They are just like the radio DJs, the people that are at Rolling Stone especially. Rolling Stone is one of the worst musical publications to put out anything in the past 15, 20 years. They don't do any actual musical research, and the people, or even if they do, the musical taste of the people that write articles for Rolling Stone are some of the worst people I've ever seen. Imagine putting Michael Jackson 86th on a list of 100 other pop singers and being like, yeah, there's 85 other people before Michael Jackson that you would consider to be the best pop singers of all time. What are you talking about? 85, man, before Michael Jackson? Beat it. Thriller. Yo, Rolling Stone is terrible. Rolling Stone is terrible. I hate their art. Like, oh my God, the people who write for Fader are better. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Like I said before, the VMAs being an attendance award show is not a crazy theory. The media and the artists know this, and MTV has to legally say that they are. So even though this is all a mess, this is not new. Other popular attendance award shows are the People's Choice Awards in America and the Asia Artist Awards.
Don't nobody care about the People's Choice either. No. Do we care as artists because the party after the People's Choice is lit? Yes. Do we actually care about the People's Choice Awards? Like, no. Man comes into my studio, it's like, oh, I got a People's Choice Award. So what? So what? I don't care. Take your ass home for telling me that, matter of fact. Like, I don't care. These award shows outside of a Grammy mean nothing. Like, there people are like, they put them on the resumes for public visibility. But when you talk to another artist that works in the industry or just another famous person, oh my God. I would love to see somebody try and flex that they had an AMA in a room full of Grammy winners. Oh my God.
In Korea. I could make videos explaining everything they did, but that would be too long, and it's basically the same that happened with the VMAs. These award shows choose whoever they want as the winners and create dumb categories so every artist attending can win. The first time ARMYs noticed that this was a thing was when the VMAs created the K-pop category in 2019, so BTS could win here and not be nominated in the main categories against American artists. This is why ARMYs created the BTS Music Video Awards. The BTS MVAs were created by ARMYs as a fun way to celebrate BTS's music and make fun of attendance award shows like the VMAs. And the hashtag BTS MVAs and Purple Carpet were a success. Everyone was there. BTS was there, Stevie Aoki was there, Tiny Tan, the BTS.
It's a term that I've really come to understand and love, because sarcasm is a concept that is very hard for most Americans to really grasp and understand. But this is one of the highest levels of art and sarcasm that I've seen, and it qualifies the usage of this term called taking the piss. They use it in the UK. You guys are taking one of the biggest piss I've ever seen in history. Everybody's there. BTS in two forms is there. They had Stevie Aoki there. Like, I love this.
BTS Mattel dolls, that one guy Jin met in Malta, the official accounts of the Eiffel, and the BTS Mattel dolls, that one guy Jin met in Malta, the official accounts of the Eiffel Tower and Stade de France were there, the Holy Trinity was there, and most important.
Fun fact about that Eiffel Tower, you see the image that they had. It's a copyrighted image. You're technically, by French law, not allowed to use that. You need to actually get a license. You're actually not even supposed to take pictures of the Eiffel Tower. It's a copyrighted architectural image. It's crazy. Watched an entire video on this thing. Like, France was not playing about the Eiffel Tower. It's just a side tangent note that just popped into my head.
Importantly, Jontan was there, so A-list celebrities only.
Come on now.
Jontan was there, I swear.
Yo, that dog, like, that's hilarious.
There were also votings, and some of the winners were Love Yourself for Best Social Message, Home for Bob That Deserved a Music Video, Butterfly for Hidden Gem, and Blood, Sweat and Tears was the winner of the night. It won Best Choreography, Best Concept, Best Styling, and Favorite Music Video. And there was another mess because Spring Day deserved better, but it was still a very fun moment.
The American Music Award goes to...
I don't care. JB, I don't even know why they better be paying you.
In conclusion, everything related to attendance award shows is a mess. When artists take these opportunities to jump to the top, it hurts them because the media and music fans can tell that these awards were not deserved. And please don't think that I'm shaming these artists. There's nothing wrong with being a small or medium artist. What's wrong is trying to convince the general public.
No, this stance... If this is why I take issue with her stance on Blackpink. If you were going to shame Blackpink with shade the entire video by calling them this K-pop group and redacting their name the entire video, you need to take a hard line stance on, hey, are we going to make it to where we educate the public to where we are trying to foster change, or are we going to be like, here's the facts, but like, I'm not pointing no fingers. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. No. All these artists that go to these award shows should be ashamed of themselves for participating in such a fallacy of a circus. Like, what is this? Like, no. Like, and I get it, because especially me and myself currently with my position in music, somebody's like, oh, well, do you want to come perform at the VMAs, the American Billboard Awards? Sure, I'll pull up. But if asked, is this actually a legitimate voting situation? No. Just like, I'll give you a personal life experience. I feel like I've told this story once already, but I was You can Google this place. It's called Triangle Sound Studios. I had an internship interview there. I did everything. I was even flexing, lying about my life so hard. I rented a Range Rover so I could drive there. I had a car, but I rented a Range Rover so I could look more the part of for the job I was attempting to get. So again, Google Triangle Sound Studios. Ku Carell and Tricky Stewart are the owners of this studio. Ku Carell is the vocal producer for Beyonce. Tricky Stewart is a longtime producer in America, made some of the biggest records ever in the 90s and the early 2000s. Massive producer. But they have a woman that was overseeing the interview process. Interviewers, I'm smashing it out of the park. And then this little side note of the Grammys comes up, and how I talk to you guys now, I was talking like that then. I was like, oh, Grammys are just fake. That's just a popularity contest between you and your friends. And I was unaware that this lady is a voting member of the Grammys, and she believes the bullshit that the Grammys are, oh, this just perfect organization and we really care, yada, 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 not knowing that I also have been to these Grammy parties and do all these other things. I may not be anybody particularly important, but I've been there. I've seen it. I know exactly what's happening. So I said the truth. She then spends the next 20 minutes of my interview railing me about how the Grammys should be upheld as something special and it's real and all the voting that goes on and yada, yada, yada. And I'm sitting there taking this because I want the job still. But I have been there and seen these people participate in the farce, and they believe their lies. So you need to pick a lane. You got to either shame these people or be quiet, because otherwise we're going to just keep getting the same stuff. And until, like what the Army does, you guys aren't participating in these arenas anymore. You guys see they're fake and you've removed yourself. Until more people are willing to remove themselves from these situations, we will not get no validity or any respect for these awards and the people winning them that they should have. Because when I was a kid and people were winning these awards, they meant something. Now, did they mean something because I was naive to what the process actually was? Sure. But at a certain time, they actually did mean something, and they've become bastardized to a point that doesn't matter. And now we have pieces like this.
That you are bigger than you are by faking achievements, buying awards, constantly doing media play, and then posing happily on the red carpet like you achieved so much when you did none of that. Accept that you are a growing artist.
She just shaded the hell out of Jack Harlow.
Can actually come
Jesus
to you
Christ.
if you dedicate yourself to your music. You already have a big label behind you and people who support you. You don't have to storm out before the ceremony ends because you lost against a bigger artist. When BTS loses an award, they may be sad, but they stay there, applaud the winner, and accept the results, even if they think it's unfair. Accepting these fake awards doesn't lead to anything useful results.
Yo, Shorty she's on a mission. Redacted again. I don't know, whatever Lisa from Blackpink did to her, she is not messing with her.
Accepting these fake awards doesn't lead to anything useful or productive. It doesn't give you the visibility you think it gives you. Bad publicity is still publicity, but it doesn't create an army. If you want to fake it till you make it, do it without stealing. You might have won against BTS.
That's not faking it till I make it, though. Faking it till I make it does actually require me to steal, lie, connive, do everything under the sun because I'm faking it and doing everything I can to get to the make it status. So, yes, they will continue to lie.
Yes, but how does that matter when you still struggle to fill medium-sized arenas and theaters? I think it's better to prove your artistry with a real audience. Growing little by little is not shameful. BTS did it, and look at where they are now. They are some of the only artists who can fill football stadiums these days. And they did it while ignoring these offers by the VMAs and other attendance awards.
솔직히 더 큰 데도 갈 수 있었고 기회도 얻었고
부정적인 방법도 좋지만 조금 더 정직한 방법으로 좋은 음악을 만드는 게
Talk that shit.
So I guess what I'm saying is believe a little in yourself as an artist. Celebrate your real achievements, no matter how big or small they are. And please follow BTS steps and stop playing MTV's game.
She is not wrong. She is not wrong again. My favorite Kendrick Lamar bar of his entire career. Never neglect the progress of a baby step. And then, oh man, there was RM in the second episode where he's like, wouldn't we just, I think we would live a better life if we were to just be more present in now. I'm definitely paraphrasing, but it's true. Live in now and enjoy and relish your moment. So if you do have progress of any kind, take it and move forward with it. Like, man, it's just terrible. I just really hate award shows in America. They're just so fake and plastic. I really hate them. I still want a golden Grammy. I don't care if it's fake or not. I still want it. I don't care. I know how fake it is. I want one. I want one. I also want a Kids' Choice Award. I've always wanted one of them orange little helium balloons that they have, or whatever that is. Is it Zeppelin? Is that what that's called? I don't remember the name of those. But yeah. Oh, so Blimp. There we go. But I think they're called Zeppelins as well. Or that's the old school versions. Not the point, though. I know how fake they are, and I still want one. But am I willing to do the song and dance to get one? Not even close. I could not bring myself to do it. Could I party for a Grammy? Sure. But I'm from America. I've lived in Los Angeles. I'm from LA. Like, partying in LA to get a Grammy that I actually do want, even though the system is corrupted, sign me up, buddy. I'm definitely down for that. Definitely. Outside of that, never catch me doing it. But yeah, that's going to be it for me on this one. I for sure talked way too much in this one. I'm so sorry for anybody that was like, just shut up and stop pausing it and listen to her. I'm sorry. I am from America. I don't know where she's from, but like, I've grown up watching these award shows, and they're just terrible. And I knew predominantly most of the stuff that she was going over, and I really hate award shows. Like, they're terrible. Like Oscars, all that. But yeah, that's going to be it for me on this one. Thank you to anybody that watches this one. I truly do appreciate you all. I really, really, really do. So thank you guys for giving me your time. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world when you see this. Please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon if you'd like to help the boy out over there. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.